Soy Eddy Warman y estamos de regreso siempre en 88.9. Ahora platico con Henri Lurton. Él es un entusiasta empresario francés que a los 20 o 22 años se quedó manejando el viñedo de la familia, un viñedo bien interesante de la zona de Margaux en Bordeaux, un viñedo que también viene con la clasificación de Grand Cru de 1855. Recordemos que si usted escuchó el año pasado la entrevista, los vinos de Chateau Brane Catenac, hay el segundo cru segundo cru classé de Margaux, es decir, el segundo castillo, hay 5 clasificaciones, él es uno de los de las dos clasificaciones, que es de Margaux. Se caracterizan por una elegancia seductora, es un vino muy estructurado y es lo que llaman super segundos. Is this a second cru, or is the same thing, second cru as Grand Cru, or how do you describe?
Yes, it's Grand Cru, but it's a second because in the classification we have in Margaux we have just one first growth, that is Chateau Margaux, and we are second, and it's a Grand Cru classé, yes, but it's second Grand Cru classé.
Does it make the difference between quality of wine or quality of land or quality of grape, or is just a classification made when Napoleon made the map?
No, it's in fact we had, before the classification of Napoleon III, a lot of classification before, and they were very close, in fact, not big changes. And it's not a classification of soils, it's a classification of prices during many years. So in fact it classified the quality of the wine, because the price was really linked with the quality of the wine. So also that the place was able to make a wine of such quality.
How do we describe the land, the terroir you have? Well, the sun, the quality of the land, and the roots. How much do they grow inside the land? Make me a little story about it.
Yes, in Margaux we have different. In fact, it's gravelly soil, and we have different terraces of gravel that has been brought by the river in the quaternary area. So it's at different times. And in front of the chateau, we have the best part is in front of the chateau. We have a hill that is 22 meters high. It's not very high. It's not enough for skiing, but it's good because we have, in fact, a very, very deep gravel till 12 meters. But the roots do not go down to 12 meters because the level is made by the water table, and the water table is between 5 to 6 meters. And it's a place where you have a very good drainage, because the first part is more sandy, and after there's more clay in the gravel, so it makes it very hard. So there is very good drainage when it's humid, and it's also a place where you have enough humidity because of the amount of clay when it's very dry. So that's why it's a terroir, it's a soil that has been known since a long time to be one of the top. After, we have a park just after the chateau, and we have 3 different parts, and one is more sandy, so the water table is a little bit higher, and it's also a very good place, but it's greater in great vintages. It's a little more difficult when the vintage is not so easy. And another place that is very close to the one in front of the chateau. So in fact it's a puzzle of soils, and but I make my best. Chateau Brane Catenac what we call the Grand Vin, so the first wine, mostly on the hill in front of the chateau.
And now you decide to make wine in Mexico. You already have a wine in Ensenada, Valle de Guadalupe, is it? Named Lurton as well. How was that adventure, and who is managing that?
In fact, I worked during years with a Mexican lady, Lulu Martinez. She worked with me. She's an enologist, winemaker, and she studied in Bordeaux. And she works with me during about 10 years. And once she is from Ensenada. And in 2014, I came with her to see the places because I knew a lot of people from Ensenada and from Valle de Guadalupe, and to see the different vineyards and to see the people. And in fact, we planned to make wine at the time because we found very interesting grapes. And in fact, we buy grapes.
Okay, so the new generation is going to make a wine in Mexico. And how is doing? How are they doing? How is working this wine?
In fact, we buy grapes, and after we do all the work of the winery, all the winemaking, and we have many grapes. We have white wine. We do some Sauvignon Blanc, some Chenin Blanc, and also we have some red grapes. We have some Cabernet Sauvignon. Bordeaux grapes, and we have also some Italian grapes. We have Nebbiolo, and we have Tempranillo, Spanish grape, and also Syrah, coming from south of France. So it's very interesting because in Bordeaux you can use special grapes in the appellation, but in Mexico you can try the grapes you want, and so it's very interesting.
Now let's talk about more about Margaux. The wine of Margaux, the Brane Catenac 2012, it seems to be a really great wine, right? Better than 2001, or it's
2011, better than 2011?
2012.
2012.
It's better than 201 that we're trying. Which one? Which harvest was better?
It's 2011 and 2012 are about the same quality of vintage. They are different in style. 2011 is more what we say a classic style. 2012 is more has more roundness. It's more easy, but also with a big structure. So they are different in style, but I think it's about the same quality of vintage. It's not exceptional like was 2010, but it's very good vintages.
How many hectares do you have in?
We have 70 hectares.
It means that you can produce how many boxes of wine or how many bottles of wine?
We can produce about 400,000 bottles, but in fact we produce less, and the part of the first of Brane Cantenac it's about 30 to 40% of the crop. After we have a second wine, the name is Baron Brane, and the third wine that is Margaux de Brane. And after it depends really on the year.
What would you recommend to eat? What kind of food can we choose to have the better marriage between Brane Catenac, Chateau Brane Catenac, and some food? Which one will be the perfect?
I like very much with veal. It's great, or lamb, or duck. It can be very good. I think with meat mostly, but it can go also with a lot of different dishes. But maybe the best for me, and also some. With some cheese, yes, but for me the best. It depends also on the age of the wine. But for me, I prefer really lamb and veal and duck are really the top for
And how
For the
long
place.
can we keep it on bottle?
You can keep it a long time, very long time, because it's a wine that can age very well. Brane Cantenac, you can drink it usually after 6-7 years, but you can keep it for great vintages. You can keep 40-50 years, but for just a very good vintage, 30 years, it's not a problem. But for me, the best it's about at 15 after 15 years.
Well, Albert, thank you very much for your time. A lot of luck with this
Thank you
winery
so
in
much.
Mexico. I hope you really, Henri not Albert, Henri Lurton. I hope you make good wine in Mexico as you do it in France.
I will try. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Henri Lurton, propietario de Chateau Brane Catenac.